hello fellow Techers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And today we are in the Blood Brothers. Yes, tier 9 German medium tank E50, and the second game will be in a tier 10 German medium tank E50M. And these two games are gonna exemplify how I play this tank, and I do like to play this tank up close and personal. Yes, I do. So we're gonna get right into the opposition's face. We're gonna shoot them up right in the face, and that's the way this tank should be played, to be honest. Both of these tanks, especially E50, because E50 just doesn't have the gun accuracy as it used to have. Like, it has 3-second aim time. The accuracy has been nerfed many times on this tank, and as you can see, there's not a lot of players playing this tank nowadays. Except for me. I'm still playing this tank. I don't know why, but I am. So yeah, I like to play this tank up close and personal. And E50M is probably better at this because of the fact that it has better gun handling overall. But let's get into the game. So we see this light tank cruising by here, and we try to put a shell into him on the move, but unfortunately that goes critical or something on that nature. But again, with these tanks, especially with E50, especially in the top tier, I like to be quite aggressive early. I like to approach the opposition early, get in their face, start putting shells in. As you can see, that aim circle on this tank is just ballooning. It's huge. That's the problem. And the current setup I have on this tank, I think I'm running vents, vertical stabilizer, and gun rammer. But you could potentially go with enhanced gun laying drive, because that would probably give you a little bit of extra there when it comes to aim time. But for this game, that's what my setup was. I didn't have GLD here, and there's a bunch of tier 7s in this game, so it should be easy for me to use my armor, use my HP to engage these guys. And that's ultimately the best case scenario for E50. That shot right there, crazy. As you noticed, gun accuracy, right? I should be able to hit that machine gun port on the Tiger, and yet that didn't go in. So we're gonna work this position here, and I like to work this position aggressively, especially if I have a very mobile, slightly armored medium tank. I like to come to this position and roll it out. Use my HP as much as I can early in the game, especially if I'm facing guns that are not really high caliber, or the guns that don't have a high alpha. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. But now that I lost over half of my HP, I decided to angle properly. I probably should have done this already earlier in the game, start angling my tank properly. But usually what I do is I try to judge how good the opposition is. Can they hit me? Can they not hit me? And once they hit me a couple times, 2 or 3 times, and I see that they know what they're doing, I'm gonna start re-angling my tank. I don't know, maybe that's not a good strategy. I probably should be playing my tanks right from the beginning, but that's not the way I do. Nowadays I get lazy. Anyways, we're gonna keep on working this position here. So we got this T-29 over here. We're gonna try to put some shells into him. And looks like there was a Kampfpanzer here, but he seemed to run off, so he's not here anymore. He dropped to the position G4, and that's a problem with this map. A lot of players like to stick around position G4, G5, which is very defensive, but it doesn't win you games. Unfortunately, guys, it does not win you games. So we're going to continue here. This is the progression. Go through the bottom so that the opposition doesn't have shots at me at the same time. You're a little bit already safe, not entirely, but a little bit already safe. So we're going to try to approach this motion. He didn't even have a chance to get into position. That was his problem. Even though he's a top tier, because he didn't have a chance to get into position, he has 0 effect on the game, right? That's his problem, not mine. Right? That's why I like playing mobile tanks. Slow tanks are horrible because they're single dimensional. So even if you play heavy tanks, guys, make sure you pick tanks that are that have a little bit of mobility, you know? Unless you know maps very well and you know exactly where to take these tanks. Anyway, we juke that shot. I'm gonna try to put a shell into his bottom plate. Yes, we do right there. He's gonna try to charge us. So we're hoping that we can reload in time before he actually gets over that ridge. And we are able to reload. Yes, we were, and we put a shell into him. We take him out of the game. And now the game should be pretty much won. It's in hand. I think we just need to be very smart here as to how we approach the final damage. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, final damage in the game is very important to raise your stats, but you have to do it so that you don't run into 3 or 4 enemy tanks, because that would be a problem. Then you'll be taken out in no time. So I decided to approach from this side. I see there's a medium tank coming with me, so I know that I have someone with me. I was gonna put a shell into this Vanguard, but he omits my shell right there. He turns his tank and my shell goes into the ground. But we have a shot at this E75, so we're gonna put a shell into him. We take him out of the game. Now we're gonna try to approach this light tank, hopefully take him out of the game. He's not a one-shot to us unless we high roll, but he jukes us again. And now he gets our side and we are kind of stuck here. So we're gonna have to turn around and deal with him. And we're gonna aim with third-person mode right there. We put a shell into him, we low roll so we don't take him out of the game. And he manages to get away, but at the same time I get overcrowded. Kampfpanzer comes from the right side. And I am lucky that I'm not out of the game here, because he could have easily taken me out of the game. But he low rolls, so we are still alive. Now we should be able to take out this light tank. Yes, we do. And we secure the win for the team. So it's a victory. Now let's take a look at the end plates and see how we did. So we managed to make 56k credits, quite nice for a Tech 3 tank. We managed to put up 5.2k damage with 16 penetrating hits, 541 assisted. We ended up with Mastery Ace Tanker. We still maintain our 2-mark status. We also ended up with Spartan Metal, Steel Wall, and 15 penetrating hits, 5 kills. Quite nice game as a top tier in the E50. We finish on top of the team with 1744 base XP, 5 kills, 5.2k damage. We fired 21 shells, we had 19 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Alright, let's skip to the second game of the day. And the second game of the day is in the E50M. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, matchmaking is not too bad at all. There's only, what, 5 or 6 tier 10s per side. And when I see that, my face smiles a lot, because I know it might be a good game, especially because I like to brawl with this tank, like I mentioned to you guys earlier. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna brawl with this tank. We're gonna get ourselves into position F9, because that's usually where majority of enemy team likes to approach. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over there. Now, the only thing we need to be mindful of is the TDs at tier 10 or heavy tanks at tier 10, because they have really big guns. So last thing you want is get hit by these guys. So we're gonna have to play it smart. Oh, watch out, buddy. Coming through. That was not intentional. He got in front of me, unfortunately. Anyway, before we start brawling, guys, I just wanted to mention a couple things. First of all, I'm back playing tanks, so you should see a lot more content on the channel coming up. I'm back from my vacation, so that's all finished and done. And also, you're gonna see a lot more older games on my channel, because I'm trying to clean up some of the older games from my hard drive. So you will see some Xbox games coming up, but they're pretty nice games, so I hope you will enjoy them. That will pretty much put a lot of games over the next couple weeks on my channel. Anyway, let's take a look at this game now. So we see the T10 coming up. We put a shell into him. And the way I like to play E50M, just like E50, you go from around the corner and you start putting shells. Make sure you aim the weak spots of the tanks, and this gun accuracy is, you don't have to aim fully, especially with E50M, is incredibly good now. I don't know where that freaking shot went. How did that not pen? But I guess that was a low damage roll and we weren't able to penetrate that guy. Anyway, we're gonna keep on doing the same thing. We poke forward, take a shot at tier 9, because I had an easy shot there, so we penetrate him right there. And we're gonna do step and repeat. We're gonna try to poke from around this corner. That Capola looks juicy. I was thinking to put shot into the Capola of T95E6, but then M103 passes by and we weren't able to hit him. But we are able to hit T95E6, so we put a shell into him. Now, as you can see, there's more tanks approaching. This M103 is getting brave, so we're gonna try to aim at his drive wheel. So that's what I'm doing, being really, really patient here. You don't have to push crazily. Just wait your turn right there, put a hit into him. Unfortunately, I don't know how that is a critical. That should have been a pen. And that's the problem with this game every once in a while. Anyway, we should be able to pen him right here, right now. We keep him in place at the same time. So we penetrate him there. And we'll let the enemy push. We let them create the push and stay defensive here. We don't have that many numbers here. And I see that my friendlies are not really pushing. So we're going to be patient here. We're going to wait until our track repairs. They're not pushing us right now. So I want to save that repair kit until later if I can. Now that guy gets struck, but I don't want to overexpose. Like, that guy has a really big alpha. So last thing I want is get hit by him. So I decided to drop off right here. Unfortunately, my friendly gets taken out. I didn't know he was on low HP. If I knew, I would probably take a hit for him. But that was my fault for not paying attention to that. Anyway, we're going to keep this position right here. We still have a waffle with us. So I know the opposition is going to be afraid of the waffle. It looks like we are outnumbered here. So I'm calling for help. Hopefully some of our friendlies will realize that we're short-handed over here. At the same time, I'm waiting for this guy to fire. He did fire, so we're going to put a shell into him right now. We're going to back up again. The waffle takes out the M103, so he's out of the game. And again, we're going to play it really patient here. We're going to conserve our HP and wait until our enemies make mistakes. That's exactly what we're doing here. So hopefully I can take out this T10 first. That's what I was thinking. But that guy comes out first. So we put a shot in his bottom plate. We re-angle at the same time. So he wasn't able to pen us. He hit us right in the track edge, I think. But T10 is aiming right here. So I had to repair quickly. And then he drops behind the cover. So we're going to do the exact same thing. Now this guy is overextending. So he really wants my guts. He wants to put a shell into me. But he bounces his shell again. I don't know how he's doing that. So we're going to back in. We put a shell into him. Now our waffle takes out the T10. So we're going to keep on focusing this under the giant. Now, he's not moving backwards. Like, if I was him right now, I would be probably dropping because he knows he's 2v1. Although he's not sure if the waffle is reloading. Now, he was waiting for me to take a shot. That was good play by him. And I don't know how that didn't pen. But again, he doesn't pen me. So we're going to come up here and we're going to line up a shot at his bottom plate. And we put that shell in. Now, the next sequence is not going to be the nicest. I kind of screwed up here. I don't know what I was thinking. I think the first shot right here, yeah, it was aimed way too low. I think he hit my track and he put me in place. And that's why I missed my shell. But I'm going to wait until my track repairs right there. We should reload before him. Now, I was just going to take that hit right here and take him out of the game. I don't know why I was aiming top plate. I'm going to do the same thing again here. I think I was trying to test whether top plate shot will go through, but you could see the vertical was yellow. That would have never penned. So now he does the right thing. He goes after a low HP tank. He takes out our waffle. Unfortunately, waffle dying is my fault because I should have penetrated this guy and he should have been out of the game already. But regardless, we're going to turn around here right now. This object is coming up. We put a shell into him. We take him out of the game. Now we see this fatherland. Now a shot and a ram should take care of him. So I was thinking, okay, I can take a hit from him. No problem. So we're going to come around the corner right here. If we can get around here. Yeah, right here. And he bounces his shell anyway. We put a shell into him. So we're going to ram him to death right here. Boom. That takes him out of the game. Now I was going to go after this SU 130PM. But then I realized he's a little bit further out. He's in a dip. So there's no way I can approach him. And I don't know where the last guy is. I can't remember when he was spotted last time. And unfortunately he catches me with my side when I was turning around. So he's going to try to come around me right here. And put a shell into my side. But I'm going to try to turn. And I did manage to turn in time. I'm going to put a shot into his side. But here I got stuck. I don't know how. My controller got jammed or something. And I decided to go forward right there because there's no way I could have turned around in time. So I was hoping I could reload before him. But unfortunately, he puts a shell into me. And he takes me out of the game. But that's it. He gets taken out by our friendlies. Just like that. And we managed to pretty much hold the entire flank by ourselves with a couple other tanks. There were so many tanks that came here, and that's what E50M can do, guys. This tank is crazy good when you put it in this situation. Of course, it's good unless somebody knows how to pen it. Then, yeah, it's not going to be an easy peasy work the way it was for me here. I actually managed to bounce a lot of shells. Anyway, we finished in second spot because Ariete Progetto 46 had a fantastic game with 4.2k damage. We finished in second place with 5.2k damage. Very good game by Progetto, so I think we Yeah, we're gonna send him a message saying GG. Why not? Even though he wasn't playing with me, but that result warranties a GG for sure, and that was probably an ace tanker for him anyway. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit, checking out.